Hey friends, welcome to Everyday English. My name is Lisa and this is your easy listening English learning podcast that you can enjoy with your cup of coffee. My question for you today is, what are your hobbies? I'm always interested in people's hobbies, what makes them tick and how they like to spend their time. You can tell a lot about a person by their hobbies, whether they're creative, health conscious, a thrill seeker, and so on. We can ask about hobbies in a few different ways. We can ask, what are your hobbies? Or what are your interests? What do you do outside of work? What are you into? What do you do in your spare time? So let me know, what are your hobbies? What do you think your hobbies say about you? Are you creative, health conscious, a thrill seeker? Most of my hobbies are quite active hobbies. I like going to the gym for strength training. I also run, although running is a newer hobby for me. I've signed up for 2 races, which I'm training for at the minute. My other sport is rock climbing. I've been rock climbing for about 4 or 5 years now. I absolutely love the flow I get into when I'm climbing. I'm focused on solving a problem with movement. I fall into this almost meditative state, and it's amazing. If you've never been rock climbing, I'd highly recommend you try it at least once. In this episode, I thought I would talk about some of the most popular hobbies. So these are the top hobbies in Australia, at least according to consumer research site Statistica.com, which administers surveys for market research. Can you guess the top response when people were asked about their hobbies? It's cooking or baking. It makes sense, we all need to eat, but as someone who does not enjoy cooking and doesn't know many people who do, it did surprise me that cooking or baking would be at the top of the list. So tell me, do you like to cook? If so, what do you like to cook? I can definitely see why someone would enjoy cooking and get lost in the process. It's a great skill to have, being able to create your favourite dishes from scratch. If you're a talented chef, perhaps you like to play around in the kitchen and invent your own recipes. I've tasted some amazing family recipes over the years. Are you more of a savoury or a sweet person? This question asks whether you prefer eating savoury food, that is, salty or spicy food, or sweet food, like desserts. Do you cook savoury dishes, or do you like to cook or bake sweet things? Let me know in the comments. The second most popular hobby is travelling, which comes as no surprise. A lot of us enjoy travelling to other parts of the world and experiencing different cultures. Travelling is an eye-opening experience. When you learn about different ways of life, it naturally opens up your mind to new ideas and values. You learn that your views and values aren't universally held, and that there's not always one way of doing things. And of course, it's fun. You can have this incredible adventure traveling to new cities and places. Do you like to travel? What's your favourite place you've ever travelled to? Again, let me know. In my 3rd year at university, I did a semester abroad in the UK, in England, and I travelled across Europe while I was there. My favourite European cities are Vienna and Florence for their breathtaking views, London and Berlin for their arts, and Budapest for their cosy winter night markets. There is still so much of Europe to explore, and I'm hoping to do another big trip in the next couple of years. As well as travelling overseas, you can also travel domestically, which means travelling within your own country. I'm from Sydney on the east coast of Australia. I've travelled a fair bit along the east coast. My favourite local spots include the Great Barrier Reef, Daintree Rainforest, Blue Mountains, and Tasmania for its forests and countryside. Have you done much domestic travel? What are your favourite local spots? In every city, there tends to be hidden gems which fly under the tourist radar. If you have any hidden gems in your city, tell me a bit about them. When I travel, I like to experience the city like a local, as much as possible. I like to do what locals do and eat where locals eat. Another popular activity is outdoor activities, ranking 6th on our list. Outdoor activities include hiking, cycling, fishing, camping, swimming, surfing, and kayaking. We also have snow sports like skiing and snowboarding. Are you an outdoorsy person? If so, tell me about your favorite outdoor activities. What you do probably depends on where you live. When I used to live in the city, there weren't as many trails to hike or beaches to swim at. Now that I live close to both coast and bush, beaches and bushland are much more accessible. Australia is known for its beautiful beaches. I'm pretty lucky to live near quite a few, so swimming is a very popular activity here. Now that it's warming up, I'm keen to spend more time in the water this summer. I love being by the ocean because it has such a calming effect. I always feel relaxed and grounded and ready to conquer my day after a visit to the beach. Whether I'm running, sitting on the beach, or swimming in the water, any day I go to the beach is a day well spent. I also live near mountains and bushland with gorgeous views. Going for walks and hikes is also another popular weekend activity around here. I too am exploring the walks and hikes in this area. I love going on a long hike and being out in nature. It's incredibly peaceful. You are just following this trail, listening to the sounds of birds and streams. You're not on screens, you're not thinking about work or all the things on your to-do list. Rounding out our top 10 hobbies is arts and crafts. This again is a very wide category of activities and includes things like drawing, painting, crochet, sewing, and knitting. Are you a creative person who does arts and crafts? If so, tell me what you like doing and the projects you're working on. When I was younger, I used to love drawing. I went to this sketching class for a few years in high school where we sat around behind our easels and sketched something in the middle, like fruit or a statue. I learned some really cool sketching techniques in that class. Unfortunately, drawing is not something I've kept up. Drawing, painting, or crafts such as crochet are all things I would love to learn if I had more time, but they're just not a priority right now. There's a real joy that comes with creating things and learning the skills to create something beautiful. I'd love to explore more creative hobbies in the future. Friends, we are sadly at the end of another episode. Thank you once again for tuning in to Everyday English. As always, I want to keep the conversation going, so let me know your answers to the following questions down below. What do you like to cook? What's your favorite place you've ever traveled to? What are your favorite outdoor activities? What arts and crafts do you enjoy? I look forward to reading your responses down below and finding out what your hobbies are. Thanks again, and I'll catch you in my next one.